so to the venue. How about the venue?
Yes. Now, when it comes to preparing and planning for a wedding, one of the things that eats deepest into your wedding budget is the venue. Now, there's some practical things that you can adopt, ideas that you can adopt.
Okay.
One of them is the fact that first you have reduced your guest list. There are a couple of event centers that would allow you to hire half of the hall.
Great.
So you don't have to pay for
much.
The entire venue.
Good.
Another idea, which saves people a lot of trouble, and it's done a lot outside this country really, is to use, instead of going to hire a hall in the first place, why don't you use a family member's residence, an uncle and aunt, your parents' house if there is the space.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A family friend. I come from a home where we had a really spacious compound. And what used to happen is not just that we did our own family events in the compound. Sometimes neighbors, family friends, relatives would approach us and say, you know, I'm getting married and we would like to use your space. And of course, we'd be more than glad, you know. So that saves you, that is, I mean, that is already completely out of the budget, you know. So that 1-point-something million, you know, that you would have spent, you know, you can use it to do other things.
Great, thank you for that. How about the food and the drinks?
Now, a practical example of how you could reduce your budget with the food is having a plated menu. So instead of having a buffet where you now have to have, you know, a wide array of different dishes and all of that, you can just have a plated menu where people are served, you know, and it's cheaper, it's more cost effective to just do that as against doing it buffet style. Another thing is cut out the champagne, you know, because one thing that really can expand your budget astronomically is, you know, having expensive wines and the champagnes and just keep popping it and your bill and your blood pressure is going up, you know, so save yourself the stress.
Your bill and your blood pressure, they're really related.
Yes, actually they are. So, you know, if you cut that out or reduce the quantity of the champagne that you serve, at the end of the day, it would
reduce. It will go a long way to helping.
Yes.
Okay, so next item is the cake.
Aha! Now, this would be like a cheat system. If you're able to find a cake person who would cooperate with you, there are actually people who you can have a magnificent cake, but more than half of it is a dummy, actually. Yes.
I can't believe it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yes, so the cake is beautiful, but half of it is a dummy. You just cut the part, make sure your husband remembers that the third tier is the real cake, so they don't put the knife, you know, in the dummy area. What happens
is... Oh my goodness, Helen.
Yes. you save so much money because all those layers
How much did it cost you to make that dummy? Are you sure it's not the price of the cake?
No, it's actually cheaper to have a dummy than to have, you know, you want 6 tiers of cake. Well, you can have the look, but not actually have 6 tiers, you know, just have 1 layer that's actual cake.
Seriously?
And that saves you some money.
Flowers and decor. What do we do about the decor?
Now, keep your decor simple.
Yeah.
Remember we said we have to be objective, and let me also say this, be realistic. We're working with a budget, right? Yeah. So you don't want to have Paris and New York brought into your wedding if it's going to be on a budget. If you keep it simple, you can use things like mood lights and all of that. They can create you know, like a very luxurious, elegant ambience without necessarily paying for things that are really expensive when it comes to decor. And then for flowers, instead of importing fresh flowers, which can be really expensive, you could use silk flowers. They, you know, with the right person and the right kind of flowers, they can have that look and feel of being real flowers.
Silk flowers, like artificial flowers.
They're artificial, but they look real. You know, life, like their life plans.
Okay.
Yes.
So I guess we're going to see a picture of that.
Yes, we will.